Okay, speaking of, well, actually, no, we're not doing that first, Danny. We're doing SEC second. We have to start with TikTok. Yet again, everyone, we're back on the TikTok beat because the CEO has stepped down. Kevin Mayer, formerly of Disney, I think, dropped it. And Danny, you had a hypothesis about why he would be stepping down now. It's because the deal is effectively wrapped, in your view? What's going on?
Well, I mean, talk about 100 days of complete chaos for the guy. I mean, he was at Disney for what, a decade and a half, led the purchase of Marvel and Lucasfilm and a bunch of other major media properties for Disney, and also launched Disney Plus. I mean, and truly was like a senior exec doing super well, was expected to take over, but Bob Chapek, who runs the parks and rec division of Disney, took his place in the succession. And so he left, and he stumbled on TikTok, like many, I think, older generation folks do. And he was like, this seems cool. The kids are all on it. Tens and tens of millions of people seem to be joining all the time. I'm going to go run that globally. And what's happened in the 100 days that he was there, which has to be one of the shortest. I mean, they're switching CEOs faster than Japanese prime ministers these days, apparently, is, China, US is having a huge kerfuffle over trade. His role got diminished, so with the Trump administration sort of block on TikTok and Narendra Modi, who also blocked it in India, the role that was originally kind of positioned as global CEO outside of China has become like Washington, D.C. government relations lobbyist for like Maryland. And I think for him,
like the coffee boy for the Trump administration, just being kind of bullied around and told to do things.
That's right. And the role is just much smaller, right? So there's going to be multiple CEOs in different countries. He's now fighting on multiple continents. I mean, this is what he signed up for. What's shocking about this is, one, it was only 100 days, and most of this was predictable given the time that he actually signed up. So I'm not sure, like, who didn't do due diligence, or whether, like, the executive recruiter was just like, hey, this is a great deal. This is a great gig. Here's your money. Good luck. And he was like, oh, I'm so excited for this. And then found out that the job was not what he expected. But it's nice to know that even the most senior execs and deal-making aficionados have the exact same problems with figuring out what the job really means as everyday workers.
Yeah, I'm less surprised that he took it, I guess, listening to you talk, because if you go back through the filings we've seen from the different companies, TikTok's growth in the US in terms of like its monthly active users has been so astronomical as to be like, who wouldn't want to go join a rocket ship that's already halfway to the moon, right? Just get on the rocket ship, arrive at the moon, look brilliant, ta-da. I mean, Natasha, I don't know how your friend groups have gone, but like everyone in my friend groups now just texts TikToks to everyone else. Like they're they're as popular as tweets now in our SMS-based convos in terms of content. So I've been shocked by its growth.
I think the moment I knew TikTok was here to stay and was honestly a threat to Facebook and Instagram was when I started seeing my Facebook feed and Instagram feed calling back TikToks. And when Twitter all of a sudden became like 1 week late on TikTok trends, and I mean, I almost downloaded TikTok because of that. I didn't still, because I still don't know how I feel about it. And even though I'm 23 years old, I still think I'm too old for it. But so I think I've always thought of it as really big. On the point of him leaving, I mean, 3 months ago, it was, like I said, it was very clearly a Facebook competitor, which has been going through antitrust conversations for so long. There was no way in which he thought it was a non-controversial role to take. But I won't. I'm like kind of surprised that they didn't do the proper due diligence too.
Well, breaking news, literally as we were sitting down, getting the mics turned on and the cameras, because we're now back on YouTube, little plug there. The first news of a reported bid for either TikTok US, Danny, or TikTok Global, I forget which one it is, but the ex-China stuff from Oracle for a supposed $20 billion. We didn't have time to verify this before the show, so sorry that we're kind of like riffing on some tweets, but like this seems to be a pretty legitimate bid. It's in keeping with the size we expected. I didn't think Oracle was going to get this far. I actually wagered eating Danny's sweatshirt over the Oracle possibility in a post, which I'm now regretting quite a lot. But here we are. Also
news. I don't do things.
And to be clear, I like my sweatshirt, so I don't want you to eat it. That's where we are in the world.
Trump wants Alex to eat your sweatshirt, Danny.
2-3 weeks ago, I wrote a post called, beware bankers selling TikTok. And I think this is still the case. We'll know tomorrow. I mean, by the time you listen to this show, we might already have an answer, so we're going to be totally wrong. But in my view, I think that the Oracle bid is really just a way to try to drive Microsoft's price higher. And Microsoft, I think, is the only real competitor for the company at all.
Yeah, Microsoft 25 billion is my guess. Oracle 20 just feels like the wrong company and the wrong price. Also, I don't want to eat clothes. So that's my take on that. Can we move on from TikTok? Is there anything else here that we have to get to that I'm missing? I think that's it. I just want this to be done. Frankly, I'm ready to move on with my life and maybe re-download TikTok if Microsoft owns it, because I'll feel more secure in using it.